What do the future leaders of Baltimore think of the major issues facing us today? We'll find out during today's special edition of City Line devoted to Teen Viewpoint. Hi, I'm Dan Henson.
And I'm Jackie Hall. Our studio audience is made up entirely of young people from Baltimore area schools. City Line wants to talk directly to them about a variety of subjects, ranging from violence in the schools to premarital sex to drugs and to music videos.
We want to offer young people a chance to express their views on issues that concern them.
Dealing with the problem of black teenage unemployment. I'm T. Montier, and I'll have a full report.
My name is Tim Watts, and today on the entertainment page, it's Stacey Lattisaw and Planet Patrol. And there's good news for fans of Nat King Cole and Al Jarreau.
Coming up is our two-way conversation with area teens.
On Teen Viewpoint, next on City Line.
You can join in our conversation today with area teens by calling us at 481-1313. We're live and we're ready to take your phone calls right now.
Indeed, and we'd like to talk to you. And obviously, as we said early on, we're talking to teens today. And you know that unemployment among black teenagers is of epidemic proportions. And recently, T. Montier took the newscap cameras to area schools to talk to teenagers about the problem.
The problem of youth unemployment is not unique to America, but one that is experienced throughout most of the industrialized world. The problem of black teenage unemployment is nothing less than devastating. Black teens have experienced an unemployment level hovering around the 40% mark for nearly a decade. What that means is that 1 out of every 2 black American teenagers at some point during his teen years will more than likely be unemployed. The teen years of one's life can be a highly productive time for most young adults. Working full-time or part-time during the summer or after school does much to enhance one's sense of self-sufficiency. Having a job allows the teenager the opportunity to assume a greater degree of responsibility in meeting their own needs. We spoke to a number of students at Forest Park High School, and again the sentiments were expressed. Those who had a job recently or during the summer felt better about themselves overall because they were able to help out around the house and keep spending change in their pockets. Those who had not had a job recently or during the summer months said they felt bad about that because of parent dependency, having to ask their parents for every piece of spending change they would need to meet their wants. Students felt they were at the point in their lives where they should be giving something back to their homes instead of still taking.
I felt kind of bad that I had to rely on my parents for money.
I felt real bad because I feel that I'm old enough, you know, to at least try and attempt to make out on my own and stop depending on my parents so much.
I'm at the age now that I need to take the responsibility of my own needs, you know, for what I want myself.
According to the January issue of Black Enterprise magazine, black teenagers have started each recession at a higher level of unemployment than the last. They started the 1969-1970 recession at 24.7% unemployed. The 1973-1975 recession with 31% unemployed, and the latest recession, 1981 to 1982, with 40.9% unemployed. Teenage unemployment remained at a critical level last year. By October 1983, black male teenagers ages 18 to 19 had an unemployment rate of 42.7%. The rate for similar white teenagers was 18.3%.
1, 2, ready, and I'm gonna sing when the spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing.
There are those that would argue the unemployment situation is improving for black Americans, citing statistics that show an overall improvement in the economy and a lowering of the national jobless rate. But national figures do little to pinpoint the severity of the unemployment situation among black Americans and black teens in particular. It's a severe situation that, according to Ben Whitten, director of the Baltimore Urban League, has reached epidemic proportions.
It has been at epidemic and crisis proportions for a number of years now. And the tragedy is that it is growing worse and I don't see anything happening that will reverse that trend anytime soon. Whatever is being proposed in the way of job training and whatever is available now clearly is inadequate to address the problems that are at the magnitude that our problems have reached today. So that there is nothing that addresses in the proportion of the problem, the crisis that black youth face.
In order to get a clearer picture of just how serious the unemployment situation is here in Baltimore among black youth, we conducted a city-line job survey of 5 area schools and their students. The schools surveyed were Forest Park High School, Dunbar, Edmondson, Lake Clifton, and Warbrook Senior High. This is what we found. Out of 2,864 students surveyed, only 957 had some kind of job last summer. Over 1,743 wanted to work but could not find employment. Though not discouraged, most of those students expect to find some sort of job this coming summer. That is optimism at its best. And out of the nearly 3,000 students surveyed by City Line, only 350 are currently working.
I felt good because I could help my mother pay bills.
I felt great.
Why did it feel great?
Because I had some money in my pocket. I could do what I want to do with it.
I had a lot of extra money that I could use and went towards my school clothes.
It made me feel very good because then I could help myself out buying school clothes, and I wouldn't have to depend on my mother on giving me money when I needed. I had a little change in my pocket every once in a while. It made me feel real nice.
Dealing with the issue of work doesn't make a difference whether or not a young person is employed during the teen years. Does having a job or not having a job have any impact on the development of the young person in later adult life? That question was posed to Dr. Patricia Newton, Chief of Psychiatry at Providence Hospital.
Being without employment or learning about the issue of work as an adolescent makes it very difficult to assume an adult role responsibility for work in the marketplace. So that the issue of work as it relates to capital in a capitalistic country is that it gives you a level of responsibility, a sense of freedom in terms of decisions or the capacity to make choices because you do have the flexibility, and thirdly, a positive self-image in that you are doing something meaningful and productive.
One Duke University economist even goes as far as to suggest that unemployment among young black men in America has gotten so bad that approximately 1/4 of all income earned by 15 to 24-year-olds comes from crime. If that figure is anywhere near accurate, then that too is a staggering statistic.
I don't have the statistics, so I can't question whether his statistics were based on very sound data or not. But certainly I think logic dictates that adolescents get bored, and if they don't have something meaningful and productive, that they may be more likely to get into trouble. When you compound that on top of a society where money is the object, then it seems likely and logical that many youth may decide that getting money, regardless of how you get it, is more important than anything else.
Dr. Witten, would you say then, sir, that we are failing our black youth?
Yes, we are. Society is failing them. We're giving them, and rather than the donut, they're seeing the whole. And that's unfortunate, and it's almost like the commercial. We're going to have to pay now, or we're going to have to pay later. And we're paying now for part of what is happening with unemployment in homes without fathers, and in the massive black prison population, which is a disgrace, because clearly I believe that's linked to unemployment.
Most economists and specialists agree the problem of black teenage unemployment has reached epidemic proportions. It's a serious problem and one that demands immediate attention. For City Line, I'm T. Montier reporting.
A very good report by T. Montier. I'd like to, first of all, thank all of the schools who participated in that survey. A lot of work went into getting those numbers together. I think it gives us a pretty accurate indication as to exactly what is on the minds of a lot of kids in school. We've got a lot of kids here, and I'd like to ask, first of all, what's your response to the problem of black teenage unemployment? Yes, ma'am. Stand up.
I think that if we were employed now, that it would prepare us to work later on in our lives as we grow up.
if you're employed now, you think you'd have a better opportunity to learn about the world of work?
Yes, I really do, and I think it'll help prepare us to get to work on time and help us to do better things as towards our jobs and all.
Okay, thank you. We've got another comment over here. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I feel that since I'm a working person myself, and it gives you a positive attitude when you do have a job.
Okay, do you work after school now?
No, I work during the summer.
You work during the summer?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question about the minimum wage. Right now, there are a lot of employers who seem to think that the minimum wage, which is $3.35 an hour now, is keeping them from hiring an awful lot of young people. A lot of people are saying if you lower the minimum wage to $2.50, $3 an hour, a lesser amount, that in fact will hire more teenagers. How about that? Would you be willing to work for less than minimum wage?
No.
No?
But if I needed the money, I work for the minimum
Well,
wage.
I think probably in the world of government policy, you've got to. We probably have to have a better feel for it
Yes,
in terms of whether or not you, in fact, would be interested in doing something like that.
Right.
You know, in the report by T. Montier, she mentioned that among black teenagers, unemployment is hovering around 42.7%. How do you think that's going to affect the 42.7% of young people in the black community who can't get jobs? How are you going to feel about that if you realize that at some point you cannot get jobs? Let me get a response from you. Understand?
You caught me off guard.
Okay, respond to it, though, because you did see the report.
I did see the report. I think going back to the wages, if it's $3.35 and it will raise, lower, unemployment will go down for young teenagers because you have mostly young teenagers like myself. I don't want to depend on my mother anymore. I want to get out on my own. Okay. You know, I'm sure that I can go back to her, but I wouldn't want to. Plus, I would like to help her.
But you want to work, and yet in the report we indicated that it's difficult for young blacks to find work. We're going to continue our discussion. We have so much more to get into about parents and peer pressure and politics, but stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Back on City Line, and today's discussion is Teen Viewpoint. We're listening to teenagers about their views, future leaders of Baltimore. And we're going to go to the phones. We've got a hotline on line 1. You're live on City Line. Go right ahead.
Sir, I want to make a comment on black unemployment, youth unemployment, because I see that the situation is a condition of the mind which leads our people to think that we have to depend on the establishment to create opportunities for us. So my position is that what we have to do in order to correct the situation is become independent thinkers. You know, if a person develops a skill such as painting or roofing or carpentry or whatever, you know, they can take their skill and go out and get work on their own. They don't have to wait or get in line and wait for a job opportunity for them. They can just use their talent.
So you're talking about teen entrepreneurship, actually running a business for yourself, right?
Sure. You know, you can shoe shine. There's no disgrace for a person to, make $30 a day shining shoes.
No, that doesn't sound like a bad deal at all. Where can you get a job like that?
All you gotta do is make a shoe box. Get your equipment, learn how to shine shoes, go door to door. Ask for people that got any shoes that need to be shined.
And learn how to hustle. Let me ask you a question. If you were offered a job at less than minimum wage and it were legal, would you take it?
Well, I'm in the position that I'm in now. No, I wouldn't, because I know I can make more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't work for anyone. I am a hustler.
Okay, very good.
And I do it legally. I don't want to sell no drugs. I don't want to stick nobody up or anything like that. Whatever I do it legally.
Okay, thanks a lot for your comment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a comment from the audience now.
Why should we have to work, or why should anybody be talking about lowering the minimum wage for us? We should have the same rights to make as much money for doing about the equal job as anybody else.
Well, some employers see that as an opportunity to hire more young people since the unemployment rate is so acute. But you would not be willing to work for less than minimum wage?
I don't think so. And for shining shoes, I don't think I'd really want to do that more than work under the minimum wage, and then somebody else can do the same job I'm doing and getting the minimum wage.
Okay, let me ask you, too, in the report by T, it also mentioned that because so many young people cannot find work, they resort to crime. What is your feeling about that?
You can't resort to crime. If you go to crime, then you're eventually going to get locked up for it. Then there's no way you're going to get a job without somebody having to look at that record. It's going to follow you.
Okay. Anyone else with comments concerning this?
Yeah, come on.
Thank you.
Also, everyone is talking about the students mainly, that they wouldn't work for less than the minimum wage and everything. And I would work for less than the minimum wage depending on the job. And if a certain person who is working with me who isn't a teenager would work for the same amount, I'm not willing to work for less than minimum wage
If
and
somebody
do the
else is doing
same
the same
work.
job and
Yes.
getting paid more money.
Yes, I don't think that that is right.
Okay, I think that makes good sense. Thanks a lot. Yes, ma'am. Stand up.
I myself, I would work for less than minimum wage to get the to get responsibility and build up my job, careers.
Building up your resume, huh?
Right, and just to have.
Well, you saying that you would work for less than minimum wage if the option was no job at all?
Because today it is hard to get jobs. I myself, I look through the newspaper and it's so hard to get jobs. So I myself, if it was appropriate for me, I would work for less than minimum wage.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Let me ask, let's just change the subject just a little bit. I'd like to ask you about crime in the schools. There's been an awful lot of publicity concerning crime in the schools. In recent months, there have been murders over school jackets and some other things as well. I'd like to get your opinion on that.
I think that people now, if they can't afford something that they can't get, they go off, probably stick somebody up and take their jackets and stuff, like the sheepskins and the NBA jackets. After your mother or whatever you...
Okay, now you're a teenager. This is happening to your group. How do you feel about it? What should be done about it?
I think for myself, I think if I save up my money to buy something, think that I could hold on to it, and I'll be walking, somebody come and take my jacket, then I might not have the money to buy off something else. I don't know why people take other people's stuff.
Let me tell you something. In some sense, it is giving young people a bad reputation, isn't it? How do you feel about that? Okay, what about the young lady? I'll put you on the spot there. Okay, how do you feel about it? Stand up for me.
I feel that if it gives a bad representation of all teenagers, that it shouldn't be done. And if you really can't work for something, then you really don't deserve it, because things in life cost.
What do you do about violence among your own age group? What is it that you personally can do, or other groups of students who are not involved in violence? What can you do about it?
I try to keep away from people that cause trouble, and try not to do anything that will make someone want to hurt me as an individual or anyone else.
Okay, do you feel uncomfortable about going to school? I mean, is it an uneasy feeling that you have about going to school?
Well, most people look at the way you dress. If you're not dressed appropriate, they'll just look at you and laugh at you. And well, a lot of people of Lake Clifton, they're nice and everything, but they just look at you, for your clothes, not really your personality.
You think that they're looking maybe to take your clothes?
No, they just want to, say, well, he don't dress, he or she doesn't dress, this way, and well, we shouldn't be with that person,
Okay, thanks for your comment. Yes, sir.
Getting back to the question about reputation, it do makes you feel bad knowing that if you walk down the street and an old lady is walking down beside you, she'll clutch a pocketbook or move away from you, or be real nervous around you while you're just walking by.
Just because you're young.
Yeah, just because you're young.
Well, what do you do about that? I mean, is everybody getting a bad rap? What do you do about it?
Mostly everybody getting a bad rap because they always expect us as young people to do those type of things.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I feel as though that they shouldn't judge
just one person on what has happened to someone. If someone was to take someone's pocketbook, they should just judge that individual and not all teenagers.
Well, that's, I mean, that's the first law of philosophy, I guess, that you should take each person individually. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, we have another comment over here.
Concerning
Reputation?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that all young people should be classified as we smoke drugs, we get high, we drink, we want to stay out late hours. Most parents see young people as one way, you know, they don't see us, you know, as...
How do you change that, though? You know, when you read the newspapers and you see the reports on a young person who's perhaps killed at Calverton Junior High and someone else who's shot at Northwestern, and then you read about muggings on the streets of Baltimore and other areas as well, that's the impression that's given. How do you change that?
You have to talk to people. You have to express how you feel. You should say, it's wrong, you know. I don't feel that was right. I don't think that person should have did that. You have to talk to your friends, your parents, anybody. Express how you feel, the good side of you.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, we've got a phone call from someone in our home audience, and we want to go to that right now. You're live on City Line.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Donald Dalbright, and I go to Mergenthaler High School. And mostly at all schools, you're put into a category as far as the way you dress. As far as you're a prep, or you're a yo, or you're a punk rocker.
What is a yo?
A person that wears a lot of athletic clothing. And
oh, that's a yo. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
In this process, I'd like to say that mostly, if you're wearing a sweater and a nice leather jacket, you're considered a prep. A yo may look at you like you ain't too much, right? And they'll try to stick you up and take your leather jacket. And if you don't, they will shoot you. So what I'm saying is, how can you come to school and wear nice things instead of looking kind of tacky or whatever, and you know you're going to get stick up?
Is it more likely that a yo in your vernacular is about to take something from a prep? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, most likely, if you look kind of timid or shy, or you don't throw yourself out very carefully.
All right, I think we want to continue on that a little bit more. Thanks for your comment. Okay, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back with more Teen Viewpoint on City Line.
Of City Line, and it's Teen Viewpoint. And one of the questions we want to get into right now is politics, of course. And we want to ask the young man here about the cuts in education. Would you stand for me? Okay, what's your feelings about it and how it might affect you personally?
Well, I feel very upset about the cuts in education because I go to Northern Senior High School, and there's a lot of good teachers at Northern, and they try so hard to teach, and you have so many students that don't want to learn, and it's frustrating for them, and for them to cut their paycheck, okay? I mean, that can be very frustrating. I mean, it can stop them from wanting to teach and everything. And
has it affected the quality of the education that you do get?
I think so.
In what ways?
Well, some teachers may crack down on students. Instead of teaching, they get more on, they start talking about the cuts in education. They start talking about you should do this and you should do that. You should be. I'm not here to babysit you or anything like that. And they should be teaching more. You know.
Well, how does it make you feel in terms of your future?
Well, the teachers play a very important role in our future. I mean, they are educating the future leaders of tomorrow. And I think that we should stress more on education because it's very important because, I mean, you need some good, strong leaders to run the country.
Great, thank you. Anyone else like to make a comment? Okay. Young man over here would like to say something?
I don't understand where somebody obviously told Ronald Reagan that he would be president. They lied to him. He takes his foreign policy and he's got 3 answers for everything. Beat him up, send troops, or starve him to death. And for budget cuts, if he wants to cut off the education, he figures maybe I can cut the education, nobody will grow up to have any sense, and I can stay president forever, I guess.
So you don't have a high regard for President Reagan, evidently.
No, I don't.
What do you think the country needs to do about it? What do you think teenagers need to do about it?
Well, you've got to find a president besides Ronald Reagan, somebody that knows more about how to run a country the neat way. Because when he cuts education, it's like teachers are sitting there and they can try as hard as they can, but they don't have the right equipment. Have teachers up there who put in requests for drapes and haven't gotten them, and they're requesting materials and they get there so slow that the course that they were trying to teach is gone already.
Since we're on the subject of politics, what are your feelings about what's happening in Lebanon, for instance, and its impact on you as a teenager and as a young man?
Well, he sent the Marines over there for presents, and you just can't send Marines who are outnumbered, and you have them over there for presents. They don't present anything. He probably thought that nobody would dare shoot at an American Marine, and he was wrong, because these people, if you're over there, give them a purpose. Either go over there to put up or shut up, blow them out of the water, or go home.
So what do you think? They should be pulled out?
I think they should either be pulled out or we should settle the conflict. But if we're just sitting there and trying to show how bad these guys are because they're shooting at us and we're not shooting back, that's not helping.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
Got a comment over here.
Getting back to the question of education, it seems that every time people talk about education, they seem to take a negative approach. I think if they looked at it positively and say, okay, instead of ridiculing and saying this is wrong and that's wrong, you don't supposed to do that, they should try and help the young people, because they are the people who need help. I mean, you say that you all are the adults and you know what's best, so try and help us instead of ridiculing us all the time.
Okay, how can parents, how can adults do more to help kids get better educations?
Well, like I said,
it's a wide open question.
Well, like I said, they could take a more positive approach to the situation. You know,
Okay.
come up to a person and say, okay, I want to help you, or I'm trying to help you, or show that person that you're trying to help them, instead of saying, look, you're going to do this, that, or the other, or you're getting out. And that makes the students hostile.
Who says that to you?
Well, mainly it's the
School administrators?
Yes.
Teachers? Parents?
True.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your comment.
Okay, we have a call from home now. We're going to go to that right now. Good afternoon. You're live on City Line. Your comment? Hello? Anybody there? Okay.
Okay,
We
we
had
have
some
some more
hands in the
comments over
audience.
here. Yeah, let me go over here. Stand up, please.
Okay, we as high
Right
school.
there.
I attend Lake Clifton Senior High School, and there are 30 and 40 students in a class at one time, and there are like 20 books. We're helping, we're using the books. She and I, are using the same book, and we can't learn that way. And the students some of them are disruptive, and the teachers.
Do you ever get a chance to take the books home like that?
No, you can't.
So whatever you read in class, that's it,
Classes,
huh?
you have to take it home with you, and
Okay, next class comes in after you, they read the same book?
Same book, same
Oh,
work.
Okay, any other quick comments?
I feel as though
Stand up, please.
I feel as though the parents should help the children more and look at things more realistically instead of looking at them just one way. That's the way I feel.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with City Line Special Edition of Teen Viewpoint. Stay with us.
There was a report recently issued indicating that that in Baltimore City, in fact, leads the nation in teen pregnancy, and problem probably also of epidemic proportions, and the problem that we need to deal with. What do you think about that? Come on, stand up. Tell me a little bit about it with your Lake Clifton button on. Come on.
Well, in my opinion, I feel as though if the teenager has time to make a kid, she or he should have time to spend with that kid. I mean, you should show interest in your kid and etc. And just don't have the kid and just let it go in life by itself. Help the kid out and guide it for the future.
Let me just do a quick survey. I mean, do you see teen pregnancy by hands? Do you see teen pregnancy as being a positive or a negative thing? I mean, positive. Is it a negative thing? Okay, well, how about preventing it? What are we doing to prevent it? Guys? Girls, come on, talk to me.
I feel as though if they want to involve themselves in sex before marriage, they should be responsible enough. They consider themselves young adults. They should be responsible enough to protect themselves against things like this. And if other words, if they can't protect themselves, don't go into the water if you don't have a swimsuit.
Okay. Other comments on premarital sex? Yes, sir. Stand up. Come on, talk to me.
Well, I feel as though if people, you know, we want to have premarital sex, you just have to prepare whatever is going to happen. You have to be prepared to suffer the consequences, you know.
Okay.
And if the girl's pregnant, then, you know, you have to make the decision of if you're going to keep it or if you're going to have an abortion. But I feel as though if she does have it, that the person involved, they should be willing to raise them and, you know, give them a fair chance in life, as you were brought up.
Thanks for your comment.
Okay, let's talk to one of the young ladies in the audience. Stand for me. What's your feeling about premarital sex and teen pregnancy?
Well, to me, teen pregnancy is not necessary. It's clinics out here that young ladies can go to protect themselves. To me, I think after marriage would be the best time to have children, have and raise children. But I won't bring children into the world today anyhow.
Why do you think so many teenagers are deciding to have children? They're really like children having children. Why do you think that?
I mean, you have to look at their parents. If their parents are teaching the child, you know, the backgrounds and do not go out here and get pregnant, maybe the child might listen. I'm not, you know, but I just can't see it.
So you think in many cases the young people are not getting the training at home?
Right.
Okay. Any other comments?
Feeds right into a question over here. I want to ask you, here's a parent. What do you think the parent's responsibility is in premarital sex and certainly in pregnancy?
First of all, I don't agree with it. I think it plays no part in a teenager's life. And I think if a parent takes a bigger role in guiding the young lady or the young gentleman, I'm not saying they won't have problems and maybe they will experiment. But as a lot of the other young ladies have said, they've got to learn to accept the responsibility. And if you play with fire, you're going to get burned.
Okay, but what's the parent's role in preventing that then?
If a young man or young lady is sexually promiscuous, there is clinics, private doctors, and so forth. Take the young lady to prevent an unwanted pregnancy or an unwanted abortion and so forth. Take them to that clinic and get them the necessary precautions that they need if they are sexually promiscuous. I'm totally against it.
Okay, thanks for your comment.
We have a call from home, and we'd like to take that call right now. Hi, you're live on City Line. Would you like to share a comment or ask a question?
Yes, I would.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes. I'm a student at University of Maryland, and my girlfriend, okay, who is 18, so am I. Okay, we both going to college. She's going to finish her semester. Okay, so then she's going to have her baby. Myself, I'm going to continue to go to college so I can be better able to support her. Okay, after I get out of college, then I'll be able to get some job that I'm supposed to have, and then I'll be able to help her out and both of us.
Caller, you say now that your girlfriend is pregnant now?
Yes, she is.
Why would you allow yourself to get into that situation at this stage of your development rather than just going through school without that added responsibility?
Because it's just a thing that happens. It's one of those mistakes that occur.
No way to prevent it?
Yes, there was a way to prevent it.
Let me just ask the caller, because maybe I'm in a different generation. We'll talk about the generation gap later on also. Did you ever think about getting married?
Yes, we will. We will get married.
When?
As soon as I finish college. And after that, I'll get a job and we'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot for your comment.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
It's just warming up on City Line. We're going to come back with more Team Viewpoint in a few minutes, right after this.
To the teens, and we're going to go to line 5 to talk to someone in our home audience. Hi. Would you like to talk to us on City Line?
Yes, hello?
Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, do not listen to your television. Please talk to us.
Okay. Well, I just have a comment, and it's on the peer pressure. I think it's the peer pressure that makes those kids have premarital sex before marriage.
Okay, you sound like an adult. Are you by chance?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's ask the teens in our audience, are your
Is it peer pressure?
peers pressuring you to have sex?
Well, yes, I remember it when I was a teenager. That's the way it was when I was a teenager.
Okay, now I don't know if you caught it or not, but the young people in the audience said no. So in other words, this is an individual choice of yours, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, anyone from the audience would like to comment? Thank you for calling.
Okay, let me have your comment. Come on, stand up for me.
Yes, I feel if you should be responsible enough to have sex, you should be able to support the child through you're going through a very crucial time.
But who thinks about that at the time? I mean, you know, in the heat of the night, who thinks about that? Who thinks about whether or not you're going to be responsible for the child later on?
Well, that's a very difficult question. Regretfully, I can't answer that.
I heard an answer over here. Patrick?
A responsible teenager.
Thinks about that?
Yes.
Okay, and you think about that at that time, huh?
I hope so.
Okay, Jackie?
We have a comment over here.
Hi, I just wanted to say that getting back to premarital sex and all, if parents take the time to communicate with their kids, talk to them, tell them that I love you. If you say I love you, it works so many times, and we've got to be able to communicate, and if it's a problem, come and say what's going on, and it makes it a lot easier. And I think Baltimore kids are beautiful black kids, and they just need to get it together and just move on.
Okay, let's get one quick comment back here. Hope it's not over someone, okay?
Yes, I'm a parent, and I like to say, parents, be more realistic. Face up to the fact that things are happening with your children, just like it was when things were happening to you. You know? Take yourself back to when you were a teenager.
And just be more understanding of that.
Try to remember.
Okay, let's kind of open it up for this moment, and we're running out of time. We'd like to just hear from you on a variety of subjects. Whatever it is that's on your mind right now, you have an opportunity to share it with someone. The young lady here.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Michelle, and I'm from Northern High School, and I would like to talk about drugs. Basically, most people take drugs because it makes them feel good. But myself, I don't see the thrill that they get out of it because I can enjoy life without the use of drugs.
Okay, any other comments?
Good, thanks for your comment.
My name is Veronica Fleming, and I attend Northern High School. Well, the kids who don't have sex, they are laughed at and, taken as well. They are not young.
How would anyone know that you're not having sex?
By, if a boy asks you and you say no, well, he'll say you're very young, something like that.
How would you respond to a young man who asks you to have sex and you're not interested?
I would say I'm not involved.
Good enough.
Okay, we got another comment back here.
Pertaining to premarital sex, I do believe that premarital sex has something to do with the individual's morals, what he or she believes in. If he or she thinks that they are old enough or responsible enough to have sex, then they should be responsible to take the responsibility if something comes about it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
One quick question from a young man here who hasn't said anything the entire show. Anything that's on your mind, quickly.
I feel that young people that are not responsible have a child or something shouldn't have a child, and
so if you can't take care of them, you shouldn't make them.
Yeah, you shouldn't make them.
Okay, thank you so much. And we thank each and every one of the young people in our audience today for having been with us. We're going to take a break and come back in just a moment.
Well, it's just a lot of fun talking to teens on our Teen Special today. And Tim Watts has a piece to add to this. Stacey Lattisaw and Planet Patrol.
Yes.
Today, we're right in step with our youth theme. As always, even though you don't hear the expression anymore, there is a big generation gap in today's music. Some of the gap exists with the young people themselves. There's a segment of our youth who enjoy the rap/electronic music, and there are just as many who enjoy a different style. Our two videos today sort of illustrate that difference. We've got Planet Patrol and Stacey Lattisaw. Planet Patrol is from New York, and this video called I Didn't Know I Loved You is a perfect example of one style of music that is very popular now. Stacey Lattisaw is from Washington, D.C., and her style of music is a bit more traditional. After you see the video, you'll know which side of the generation gap you belong on. Here's Planet Patrol and then Stacey Lattisaw. That's the $1 Million Baby from Stacy Lattisaw and Planet Patrol before that. In entertainment news, there's good news for Al Jarreau and Nat King Cole fans. We told you several weeks ago that Al Jarreau will be starring in a movie about the life of Nat King Cole. The movie project had to be put on hold for a bit, but everything is now a go for the film. Al had to take a few weeks off from any kind of appearance because of tonsillectomy. So in a few months, look for the tonsil-less Al Jarreau as Nat King Cole. That's this week's entertainment page. My name is Tim Watts. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
For any of you out there who's over 30 like I am, that was breakdancing in that videotape. We were supposed to have someone here to do that, but they decided not to do it. Let's ask you now, in terms of those two tapes we just saw, which ones did you like best? Did you like the one by better? Which one did you like better?
Let's hear it by applause. Who liked the Planet Patrol? By applause now. Okay.
Which one liked Stacy Lattisaw's tape? What did you like about it?
I like breakdancing.
Okay, would you like to demonstrate for us?
Well, it seems like all of the videos nowadays have breakdancing. Which one did you like best?
I like both of them, really. And I like the rap music, and I think if we can sit down and learn the words to the rap music, then maybe if they put our schoolwork on it, we learn that too.
How about, when rap music first came out, it was all negative kind of stuff. Now it's all kind of positive stuff. Is that good? Do you think that's something that's positive?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to that? No. Okay.
What is the whole meaning behind the break dance, though?
The movement.
The movement?
Uh-huh.
And what is it supposed to mean?
It's just the way they move their body around, and they just move real nice.
Okay.
Okay, look. I think that's our audition in City Line. I want to thank all the kids for being with us today. Give yourselves a big hand. Coming up next with Dr. Alvinia Fulton. Dr. Fulton is a nutritionist, and she's going to be with us to talk about fasting. One of her students, she's convinced about 20,000 people to fast, and one of her main students is Dick Gregory. Fascinating lady we're going to enjoy talking to. That's this week's edition of City Line. I'm Dan Henson.
I'm Jackie Hall. Have a good Sunday.